Warning: the Dub Talk podcast contains language and content that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Listener discretion is advised. There will also be spoilers for various anime throughout the course of this episode. Please use caution in case we discuss a series that you haven't finished. Finally, the opinions expressed are those of the individual participants and may not reflect the Dub Talk podcast as a whole. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dub Talk, a show where a bunch of nerds get together and talk about the latest and greatest in English dubs and voiceover. Today is part one of our first ever two-parter.
Alright, so I got the divorce lawyer on hand. We're here to talk about Angela Anaconda, right?
Yeah. The ruiner of marriages.
Wait, what are you telling me they couldn't get it for this disc? I've paid good money for this lawyer. Now what are we gonna have him do?
Awkward silence.
Alright, I don't remember. Morgan and Morgan, yeah, just go be for the people, okay? See, bye guys, bye. That's a joke if you live in America, or mostly Florida. Though granted, were you there the one time with us where I saw the Morgan and Morgan ad in Boston and completely began to lose my shit?
I think I was there.
I was like, this fucker's following me.
So as previously mentioned, this is part one of our two-part finale for this season of Summer at the Movies. For this, a bunch of us are getting together into groups and talking about Digimon movies.
And us two being of creaking knees and 90s children are here to talk about that one time they decided to crush 3 movies together into one.
That's right, we are talking about the original OG Digimon the Movie today.
A movie made of 3 movies, held together by duct tape, Fatboy Slim, and Smash Mouth.
Look, say what you want. The soundtrack for this movie is bitchin'.
Oh yeah, no, like, it is... Somebody at Fox Kids was into ska music. Like...
They were into...
Go ahead, you first.
Somebody at Fox Kids was both into ska and otherwise cooking.
With what? We don't know. Probably gas and maybe a little bit of weed. But nothing screams how 90s this movie is watching a small child get latched onto the face by a pink monster as Funk Show Brother plays.
Yep. Or with an intro by everyone's favorite paper cut nightmare, Angela Anaconda.
Oh god. And just, like... The 90s screensaver rap opening. Like, I can't describe it as anything other than that. It is quite literally PNGs bouncing off each other with words coming up. Like...
Also, so I know for a fact that the actual poster for Digimon the Movie, a lot of those art assets they had to make from scratch. And the guy who did, like, the art for, I think it was Beckett Magazines did it.
That explains so goddamn much.
And I think they use those same assets for the opening credits.
See, my favorite thing about this movie poster is that it just does not give you the correct scale of character to screen time in this movie.
Yep.
Like, let's just be real. Joe and Mimi just don't exist in this film.
No, they don't.
Sora barely exists.
Like, it is basically the Ty and Kari show.
Why are there two Terriermon on this poster?
Because...
Where is it? This is fucking Gatomon erasure. Why are there two Terriermons? The only way I can describe this for audio-only listeners is, like, somebody made a bootleg Pokemon. Like,
yeah.
First of all, Lopmon is not even Kari's partner. Second of all, there's just... Why does it look like that?
Because.
Like, it looks like it's about to say a slur. It looks like somebody has used this thing to, like, sell illicit drugs. Like...
That's not even what it looks like.
What is it? Yeah, like... For visual listeners, which is really funny because Lopmon is my favorite Digimon. Like, Lopmon is my personal favorite Digimon of all time. Like, I absolutely love... And there is a white version of it. It just does not look like that. Like, that thing barely looks like fucking Terriermon. Like, come on, they fucking whitewashed my boy.
Like, Terriermon looks like he's about to say, meow? To a frightened James Marsden.
Oh, holy fuck.
That is the ugly Sonic of Digimon art.
Holy fuck. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is like yesterday, where as of the time of the recording, it's August. So I started we do a thing called Recommend or Die between each other, and I have the Lion Guard, which for anybody who doesn't understand, it is a kid's show about Simba's son, Kion, and stuff. And I had this horrible realization upon finishing the first episode that if you think about it, Simba and Naruto have the same fucking character arc. Including going from, like, being a rebellious shithead of a teenager whose dad dies to becoming the dad that he never should have been to try to overcompensate for his shitty childhood, and this makes his kids' lives harder.
But the question is, does Scar show up as a good guy and just everybody accepts it and doesn't ask questions?
Well, no, because Scar got eaten alive, unlike Orochimaru.
Okay.
Yeah, Scar got eaten alive, kids. I guess, like... I guess, like, the version of that they have is just in the cast where they somehow could not get Cam Clark to come back to play Simba, but for some reason they could get Andy Dick to come back as his character.
What?
Did you not know Andy Dick was in the Lion King franchise?
Yeah, but all things considered, I figured Disney would have skipped that phone call.
No, apparently Andy Dick can come back, but we're getting off track.
Yeah. But then, what is a Dub Talk episode without a segue? That being said, yeah, we probably should, like, tell you what this movie's about.
Oh yeah, that's right. What are these three movies homunculized into one about?
So, as described... when the original Digidestined were little, they witnessed a fight between two Digimon in their world. Years later, they destroyed an evil Digimon on the internet, accidentally created by an American boy named Willis. Now, Willis and the second generation of Digidestined must defeat what was not really destroyed before. And spoiler alert, they Frankenstein 3 movies together. None of them have any coherent plot threads. They were all lashed onto this thing.
Just, like, we took 2 Mamoru Hosoda movies and lashed them onto this third one, which I don't think he did.
No, he did not.
Because I know he did the first two.
Like, so a little bit of history. Digimon Adventure was literally the first thing animated of the Digimon franchise. It was released as some sort of double feature with another thing, and I can't remember what that other thing was.
Yeah, because this was released in 99. Okay, so it was released, like, the day before the TV series started. I just can't see what it was attached to.
And yeah, it basically ended up being a prologue.
Yeah,
And our war game is basically Summer Wars.
It's the proto Summer Wars. Okay, here's what it is. So this was released as part of a spring 99 Toei animation fair with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dr. Slump Ariel's Surprise Burn, the movie.
Wow, that is a deep cut.
Right? And then, yeah, like, I'm trying to see if our war game... Yeah, because our war game's only, like, 40 minutes long. The first Digimon Adventure is, like, 20 minutes long. And then... I can't see what the third one's called.
Hurricane Touchdown.
Which
And I think that's, like, 40 minutes?
Yeah, not Adventure 2 beginning. What's the Digimon films? Yeah, Hurricane Touchdown... Yeah, no, that one's like just over an hour.
Okay. So yeah, it's like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah. So it's like they basically just Frankenstein these all together because like yeah, and then there are more dubbed Digimon movies, they just haven't been released on Blu-ray yet.
Yep. And I don't think Joshua Seth came back for them. I think they had to get like Brian Beacock to play Ty. For, like, the one that was left over.
Yeah, because there's a Hurricane Touchdown, then there's Revenge of Diaboromon, because, you know, that comes back.
And then I think after that it's, like, the individual spin-off season movies.
Yeah, also, it was Jason Spisak who came back as Ty. Who came in as Ty.
Okay.
Yeah, because then there's, the Tamers... Tamers has 2 movies. And then Frontier has 1 movie. And then I don't give a shit about anything after that.
Yep. As you should.
Jet would annihilate us for not liking Ghost Game, but I'm kind of waiting for Toei to eventually release that dub from wherever the fuck they're holding it.
Same.
We know it's out there, Toei.
Give us the goods, Toei. Come on. We know you got it.
Toei, you can see that you can simuldub your anime when it's not called Dragon Ball, for the love of God. Let us have a beat break dub, please.
It's free real estate. These three films were signed into Digimon the Movie. And in order to get this done, they had to employ the direction and scriptwriting of one Jeff Nimoy and Bob Buckles. They are both well known for their various Fox Kids dubs and animated projects. I'm gonna keep things, like, largely loosey-goosey on this episode because, like, there's not a lot of recurring characters between the 3 movies, and a lot of the actors are going to be hard to introduce previous roles for, so we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, how'd you feel about the direction and scriptwriting of Digimon the Movie?
So I've always been a fan of the localization of the original Digimon dubs. They, more so than a lot of their predecessors, were willing to actually, like, toe the line between SMP and keeping kind of the original spirit of the show. There was no, like, you know, we're cousins, we're gonna make one character look more like he's a main character because, ew, girls can't like action shows. and that type of stuff. So I've always genuinely kind of liked the Digimon dubs, and this was a nostalgic punch to the face.
Yep.
There are also lines that I am shocked made it into a children's movie. They're just... Whatever the fuck is going on with Ty's mom for a majority of this film. This absolute gem from the first part of the film. Did you see that? No, I was sleeping, but you're driving!
Yeah.
Like...
Also, with the second one, the phone operator.
Oh, yeah! Stop calling me!
Stop calling me! It's busy!
Also, just, like... They're just... Also, like, I can't even say it's, like... The absolute gall of Saban to fucking, advertising their other property. Like, the absolute balls on them. I got her a pink Power Ranger. Just, like... Oh, also, just defeating Diaboromon with the power of a Meg Ryan movie. You got mail. Like... This movie is so goddamn 90s it hurts. Like, it is physically painful. Like, I think one of my other favorite lines is, well, I only had 2 beans for my 3-bean salad anyway. I have, like, a couple of gripes with the geography of this movie, too, by the way, but I'll get there when we talk about those characters. But, like, for the most part, this holds up surprisingly well. I haven't gotten to watch the uncut version of this with the new dubs. So we can't...
I've seen 2 of them.
I'm going to assume they're probably a lot more faithful to the actual scripts and tone of the movies. Given how, you know, they don't have to Frankenstein hold themselves to prior other movies. And, like, I'll give them credit there that they did at least dialogue-wise make it feel like these 3 films were one movie. I can't imagine having to get this to localize and just, like, could you imagine today if, like, Crunchyroll said, hey, we got these One Piece movies and we're just going to cut them all into one film? Like, this would never happen today, and I can only imagine that every localizer would want to set the, kill everybody in the room and then themselves over that. So I do applaud the writing team for it. Direction-wise, like, yeah, no, I've always enjoyed the Digimon dubs. They are a product of their time, but they are a pretty good product of their time, and they are very much... I'm sorry, I had to tab over to find the line that I was talking about, and just above it is just a gif of the blonde chick from Angela Anaconda bouncing on a trampoline in a ballerina suit. And, like, I can't stop looking at it.
Bless.
Just, like, I can't stop. It's just hypnotic.
Yeah, and I largely have to agree with you that the Digimon Seasons 1 and 2 dub, like, it holds up even today. It is one of the few kids shows, let alone anime, that was allowed to reference, like, actual character death and, like, heady topics.
Oh yeah, fucking Wizardmon, man!
Okay, so, like I said, I managed to watch 2 of the standalone Digimon movies on the discotheque set dubbed. I do have to say that while Lenti put out a better product overall, the original OG Digimon the Movie is the better experience.
There is nothing like watching this.
Like, and this is no offense whatsoever to Lenti, the Sound Cadence production staff. Like I said, the dubs for the individual Digimon movies are very good. but this is just something you cannot recreate.
It is very much a thing I don't think anybody would be able to create, let alone, not just because, like, the landscape of how anime is traded in America, especially, has changed. I don't think fan bases would allow this to happen. People would be, like, furious.
You know, yeah. Even though it's a lot of fun watching watching this cobbled together mess of a movie that somehow still kind of works. Yeah, I don't think this is the kind of thing general fandom would allow to happen ever again. Like, script writing is punchy and energetic, and while it doesn't work the greatest, it does at least try to bridge the three movies together. And honestly, cast is great, and the direction, like, everybody knows what they're doing, basically. Like, there's really no complaints here. So, as I mentioned in the intro, like, I really don't have this structured in any general way. We'll probably just break down each of the individual films, talk about performances we liked, actors we liked, and just kind of take it from there. So, honestly, I think a good place to start would be with Kari, played by Laura Jo Miller, just because she acts as sort of the narrator for the three, and I think is probably the only recurring character between the three, other than, like, Willis and Mention.
Yeah. Willis, the character written for these films.
Yeah.
Or, he was probably only written for Hurricane Touchdown and maybe Diaborama, the Our War game, but...
He was not in Our War game at all.
Okay, so they just shoved him in there to connect the movies.
Basically.
Okay.
He's not in Our War game at all, and the Diaboromon virus that infects Kokomon, that's not in Hurricane Touchdown.
Something made him evil.
If I recall correctly, Kokomon was just kind of messed up to begin with.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, as a narrator, Kari kind of works. There's a lot of weird stuff, like the mentioning of Willis in passing, and just like, he doesn't show up. So they have to talk about him all the time and hype him up until he finally does.
And then Willis just kind of is there. I mean, I've always... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, you first.
Like, I gotta say, Laura Jo Miller's standout is probably the first movie. One, because she gets the most to do there, and two, like, Baby Kari and,
slightly less Baby Tai.
And Koromon have some really good interactions.
I like, okay, one of the things I really like is when, it's like, before Koromon, it's baby form, and it's shooting the bubbles, and they just do the Digimon, like, the English Digimon, do-do-do.
Oh, with the whistle?
It's super cute. Yeah, I've always liked Laura Jo Miller as Kari, and it was, for the longest time, like, the only thing I think a majority of us knew her as. And then, something else hopped along, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and, because she disappeared into, like, Western cartoons for the longest time until, you know, Beastars happened.
Yeah, and then she came back. But I definitely, like, I agree, she definitely succeeds the most in, Digimon Adventure, the first one. Probably one of my favorite lines is, when she's on the back of the giant Agumon in her koala onesie. And, she's like, horsey. And they're going around the town, and she's like, Usually my mom just sticks money in there, but this works too. And she's trying to, like, pick up the cans as much as she can. Only to, see a giant angry Agumon almost blow up a bus. And just, I know my mom says they run late, but you shouldn't destroy them.
And I mean, on that note, also, you know, like, Joshua Seth as Tai.
I think he's pushing his range a little bit as Baby Tai, but, you know, it works.
Yeah.
Obviously his movie to shine is, you know, our war game.
Right.
But he also gets some pretty good banger lines in the Digimon Adventure. Just, I love how they're, like, trying to hide these people live in Japan for a little bit. Yeah. In at least Digimon Adventure, and they just give up by the time it's in our war game. Because they're like, man, we're gonna be, like, make all the kids jealous for Easter with their giant egg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Tai, you're Japanese, honey.
Big props to Brienne Siddall, Michael Sorick, and Bob Pappenbrook as the, as Big Agumon and the various stages of him.
Just, yeah, a lot of monster noises. These guys don't get to talk a lot. I think maybe Koromon talks.
Yeah, Koromon basically gets all the lines. And I think Agumon gets, like, a line or two.
Yeah, Koromon's biggest battle was against the family cat, which somehow managed to survive all the way through our war game, and I'm assuming is still alive in Adventure 2.
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, it's, yeah, 4 different people play, the giant, the Koromon. But,
And then, that's apparently David Loge as the Parrotmon.
Yes. God, Ty's line about that. I would hate to see the chicken that would crack out of that egg.
Yeah.
Whoa, parrot be upon ye.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately there's really not much to talk about in terms of Digimon Adventure other than, like, the kids get some fun lines. The other kids get to show up and have, like, a line or two. Which, I have to say, I love Michael Lindsay's performance as Joe.
Yes.
But, like, him as Baby Joe is so awkward.
It is literally just teenage. It's like slightly older Joe's voice. It's not even changing.
Like, he didn't even pitch it up a bit for it, and it's... I kind of had a chuckle revisiting this movie when he talked.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Joe was born a fully grown man. Oh!
You know?
Granted, Joe is, like, one of the best characters in the show when you watch it growing up.
Born in a suit with a bachelor's degree.
Oh, boy.
So that was about 5 minutes worth of talking about Digimon Adventure. Let's move on to our war game.
Like,
which is probably where we're going to spend, like, most of this episode.
It takes up a majority of the film. Mostly because it is... I don't know how much of Adventure 2 had been airing by the time this had come out in America.
It had just barely started.
Yeah.
I think it had gotten to the point where Ragermon was introduced, but that's about it.
Yeah, otherwise they would have just cut Ragermon out of this movie.
Yep.
But, our war game is really good. Like, I need to watch the standalone version of it, like, as God intended, to see how much of it really is Proto-Summer Wars. But, just Joshua Seth steals the entire film.
Yes.
Like, he is so hammy in this, between And granted, Ty is kind of exasperated a majority of the film, and it is mostly him and Izzy who are the focal two characters.
Yep. Which, oh my god, Mona Marshall gets to eat in this movie.
That she do.
Like, Izzy gets so many great one-liners here.
It's just Izzy just not realizing that that
Ty's mom is a bad cook.
Yes, and very specifically that Ty's mom is one of those bad cooks who cooks nothing but health food. And like she's like, "Do you want your fried tofu sticks?" And you're just like, "No, mom. God, why,
run,
mother?
Run, Izzy, run!"
I think at one point he like eats like an onion smoothie.
Something like that. Onion juice, onion smoothie.
Yeah. It's just...
And
Go ahead.
I just love the fact that Izzy's biggest battle in this entire film is not with Diaboromon. It's with his diarrhea.
His diarrhea and everybody hitting reply all.
Reply all is the devil.
Reply all, stop! Everybody, Izzy, shit, the Digimon are slowing down. Let me reply everybody to tell them to stop. It is not working. Like, I love, like, Mona Marshall did get to come back and reprise in the new films, right?
Yeah. Just about everybody who's around a reprise
could.
Reprised.
Because, like, Mona Marshall, like, for anybody who's, like, not aware who Mona Marshall is, because I don't think she's done a ton of anime acting, recently, because she's too busy doing South Park.
Yep.
And, like, she's also, like, fairly up there in age, too, if I'm understanding, because she's been doing anime since 97. Oh yeah, she was in Uzumaki last year. Which is not much of a thing to say. Now,
I feel like she might have been around since, like, Robotech days, but don't quote me on that.
Probably, because, okay, no, yeah, she was doing, animated stuff, like, back in 87, potentially, with the Fraggle Rock animated series.
Okay.
But, like, just, like, going through some of her credits, I'm trying to find, like, some stuff. I forgot she's in Blue Exorcist as one of the guys, part of the,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's, the little bald one.
Yep.
But, if you really want her to rip your heart out, please go watch Wolf's Rain.
Oof, yeah.
Oh, she's also the original Shiro Emiya. Holy shit! I love Mona Marshall so much. I love Mona Marshall. She's so good. Just, Izzy is, like, probably my all-time favorite performance from her, too, so just getting to hear this again made me, like, so happy. And my favorite part of her performance has always been her bouncing off of, Jeff Nimoy as Tentamon.
Yes.
She is, pretty much, like, those two are, like, the most perfectly paired cast members on the show, in my opinion.
Like, Jeff Nimoy is a quit machine.
Yeah. Like, very much writer's privilege voicing the character sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, like, Tentamon just gets so many good fucking lines in this movie. And just in general. But also gets absolutely bodied by Diaboromon.
I mean, they all do, so...
Yeah, but him and Patamon specifically get done dirty.
Very.
Like, the tradition of beating up Patamon just exists in this film. It's great. But But the two of them are just so good. It's just like, I wish I would have written down more of the one-liners between them. Also, when just I love when Izzy goes to take a shit and Ty breaks the computer, and his only reaction is, "What were you doing? Why did you hit it?" Great. And then Matt and TK are like, "What the fuck, guys?"
Way to be a team player there, Ty.
Just Ty pulling the old white dad strategy of just hitting the TV really hard.
Yep.
But Mona Marshall has always been like the Izzy voice for me, no matter what. Like, I believe Annie Yocto took over for them in the new Adventure anime, and I like their performance a lot. But Mona is just Izzy to me. They are just Izzy. They are the embodiment of Izzy the character to me, and Izzy's kind of always been the character I ended up realizing was the one that hit really close to me, because they were one of the first adopted characters in any media I watched that wasn't evil and didn't have evil parents. So
yeah, that's they really went in with that in the mainline series.
That in the episode where Izzy gives up his brain and goes to space hell.
Yeah.
Where Izzy's brain goes to space hell or some shit. Digimon is such a weird show. I genuinely encourage you to watch it if you can. The original Adventure. Watch the original 4 series. It's 200-ish episodes to watch all of it, but God, is it worth it. Though you don't really need to watch them to understand this movie, because frankly, I don't think the movie understands what these 3 movies were.
The movie doesn't understand itself, so you're good.
Yeah, there we go.
And since we mentioned Matt earlier, I got to give props to Michael Rice, because Matt shows up in the second half of the movie.
Oh,
alongside TK.
Yeah, they just TK and Patamon show up and immediately get fucking bodied.
As is Patamon's wont.
Yes. But I genuinely love the scene where, and this is props really to Joshua Seth getting how exasperated Ty is when Ty calls their grandmother. You sell ties? No, my name is Ty. I'm looking for Matt and TK. Oh, those are my grandsons' names. Yes, can I talk to them? Yeah, and she just hangs up on him. And then they're just, and then I think later on Matt calls them back, and you just hear, "Oh no, Grandma fell asleep on TK." And
also, the old men in the barber shop.
Yes. And
especially when Matt disappears into the computer. Hey, what?
Just Michael Rice's delivery of the closest thing my grandmother owns to a computer is an egg timer.
I can't tell you how many vocal stems originated from this movie when I was a child.
How many of them belong to Ty's mother?
Oh, God.
Because Ty's mom steals a lot of time from this.
Yes.
I don't know.
God bless you, Dorothy Melendres.
Just when she's Izzy's sifting the flour. Do you know if I'm done? I don't know. I've never done this before. I've never made a cake before. Lady, what the fuck?
I've never made a cake with flour before.
And then this also harkens back to the Digimon Adventure film where it's oh good, she burned them. And then I also see on the list, Michael, hey Jedi, thank you for showing up for 5 seconds to tell us that the internet's broken.
Your router's down, dude.
Just.
You should probably go turn it off and turn it back on.
Izzy, my thing is this, why does Izzy have a thing to get into a military satellite in his house?
Because he's Izzy.
Yeah, you know what? Fair point. You can also tell, by the way, that this movie takes place in the 90s by the advertisements and the things that happen in it. One that the thing decides to go, Diaboromon decides to go to New York City to eat all the data, and he only fucks with JFK. LaGuardia does not exist.
He tried to go to Newark, and he's just like, fuck it, you're already fucked.
He just looked at 90s LaGuardia and Newark and said, absolutely not, I'm out of here, goodbye. But then he decided to eat the subway.
You got your own You know what, you got your own problems.
I'm just gonna go
I'm going over here.
To which, my guy, Diaboromon, I don't think the MTA is doing much better either with the subway system. Like, you think Izzy was fighting for his life with IBS? Holy shit! I don't know what digital IBS looks like. I'm assuming it's what modern Twitter is.
Also, do you want to know how this is a product of the 90s?
Hit me, because I want to see if you and I are thinking the same thing.
When you have a line read like, he tried to talk to his ISP about Diaboromon, but they offered to give him 50 hours, they offered to sign him up with 50 free hours of service.
Yes! I was gonna say, the way that you know that this was, in the 90s was that Northwestern Airlines is constantly advertised in this film.
Yeah.
In the TWA terminal was shown for, JFK.
Oh my god.
Like, that is how 90s this movie is. I also described them defeating Diaboromon with the power of a Meg Ryan movie, so... Like...
Or, conversely, defeating Diaboromon with the power of AOL.
You got mail! You got mail! Just the dial-up noise. Do you think digital IBS comes with the AOL dial-up noise?
Yes.
Like, you're just shitting and fighting for your life, and all of a sudden you just hear the... Whoop, whoop. That's a car alarm. Same difference. If I ever get a car that I can give a custom car alarm to, I'm doing the AOL dial-up noise. And whenever it honks, it goes, "You've got mail." But yeah, like, also, Wendy Lee's cute as TK. TK gets about, like, 5 lines. So does every other Digidestin that isn't Ty, Matt, or Izzy.
Yeah.
Mimi goes to Hawaii. Which also, God bless you, Felice Stampler, for the delivery of "Wish you were here." Oh, yeah. Mimi's voicemail.
Yes.
Just leave a short message. "Meet Ty, it's me," and it just stops. Oh yeah, also, Joe trying to get on the subway. Him and the dude he looks at me and I look at him. And then, like, he's trying to do a test, excuse me.
Bless you.
And then Sora's having girl issues. What's a few raindrops between... Also, apparently, one of the things revealed in this movie is Ty thinking that he's still mad at her for the time he threw up in her hat and she didn't tell her she put it on. Ty, what the fuck? No wonder she left you for Matt.
That's...
Listen!
You never lived that down.
Can I talk about my one beef with this movie as we move into talking about golden touchdown Madden 64? First of all, Japan, you cannot walk from New York City to Colorado as a minor.
Yeah, how is he supposed to be doing that?
Like, it's assumed that he hitchhikes the entire way there, but that is bullshit. Also, Amtrak being about as reliable as Amtrak ever is.
Which is kinda.
Just... Kari recovered quick on that. Also, just Kari getting one of those, like... Ah, shit, it's the Dark Ocean again. Moments. That thing that happens once in Digimon Adventure 2 and never comes back.
Which feels like it was supposed to be a big plot point that they just kinda...
We dropped it in service of a man barcode giving kids the NFT virus.
Oh.
That's what he did. He put non-fungible tokens in children in an attempt to get to the Digi world. Or that would...
Oh, they're not getting that money back.
He figured out how to crypto mine live children. My apes. But, like, also, this is where...
Boy, that's a metaphor.
Also, this is where Doug Erholtz takes over as, older TK, and I think he always does a good job, which makes me get to talk about my favorite thing that just happens in Digimon Adventure 2, which is, TK just absolutely giving Ken the
5-finger discount.
Not even that, he didn't give him the 5-finger discount, he just punched him. He gave him the Mike Tyson. Like, I need to describe the scene for anybody who's never seen Adventure 2. Not only that, TK, like, licks blood off his face first.
Yeah, and that's even in the dubbed version.
Yeah, like, it is such a baller-ass scene that comes out of nowhere, and it just never gets mentioned again in the entire series. Even when Ken becomes good. That, like, TK just cold-clocked his ass. And then, Kokomon cold-clocks that train's ass.
Yeah.
And gives them the Amtrak yeet. And I will say I think this is kind of getting also to, like, the one performance in the movie I find to be kind of hard to listen to, and that is, unfortunately, Bob Glauberman as Willis.
It's a very strange one.
Yeah, Willis's character arc is also just genuinely just all over the place. He is both, like, a flirt and also, like, don't get close to me, everybody I love dies.
Pick a lane, buddy.
Which, leads to this absolutely wonderful scene that we all learned was not edited between him and Brian Donovan as Davis. Where, they go out in the woods, like, he goes out in the woods to get away from everybody, and, Davis follows him, and he tells him the story of, like, what happened to Kokomon, and Davis throws off his goggles and puts his head against a tree and just starts crying, and he's like, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. It didn't happen to you. No, but just get over it. Okay. Apparently was not edited. That is just how it happens. Because Davis is stupid.
Davis curing depression with the power of stupidity.
Just... And Brian Donovan's a great Davis.
He is.
He plays Davis, like, so wild. Like, he is just, like, eating every bit of scenery he can as Davis. Which is really funny when they all get turned back into children, because the virus inside Kokomon, like, turns back time. And he gets this, like, great thing. Davis, you've turned into a baby. Who are you calling a baby? Oh my god! And he's got, like, one tooth, and meanwhile everyone else is, like, kind of, like, a cute-looking kid, and Davis is, like, the scrungly cat you picked off the sewer.
Also, a good time to mention, there's one other actor who kind of repeats through all three films, and that's Paul St. Peter basically playing, like, the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the Karamon line up through Diaboromon, and then he's also Kokomon in Hurricane Touchdown.
Also, Mona Marshall is also Terriermon, and she would go on to play them in Tamers, where Terriermon's a big character.
which is awesome because Mona Marshall basically plays Terriermon in Tamers like she played Terriermon in the movie.
We'll always be friends. And Terriermon is peak Digimon design.
Yes.
I absolutely love that she makes Terriermon so cute. And just like, it's cute, but it's not like that high-pitched kind of like cutesy voice. I like that there's a little bit of grit on it. Like there's a little bit of a growl. Also,
like,
oh, go ahead.
Especially because Terriermon has a little bit of sass to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if she tried to do, like, just pure saccharine with Terriermon when he had to sort of have a little bit of a rough edge to him, I don't think it would have worked. But this, yeah, it's a nice balance.
And I do like, and that's like the one thing I'm going to always praise the Digimon movie, the Digimon dub about, especially for Adventure and Adventure 2, is that no two of the partner Digimon ever sound the same.
Even when they're played by the same actor, they don't sound the same.
Yeah, like, I know, even when, that actor's also playing one of the human companions, like, Ken isn't in the movie, but Derek Stephen Prince, who plays Vmon, also plays Ken. They sound completely different from each other.
It took me a while to figure out that they were played by the same actor.
Yeah, like, really good job. I know, I think it's Armadillomon is played by the late Robert Axelrod, who is absolutely phenomenal as, that, and Felice Sampler, who plays Mimi, also plays Cody, and I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little emotional hearing them talk to each other, because unfortunately, neither are no longer with us.
Yeah.
As well as, I believe, the voice of Joe is also not with us.
Michael Lindsay is no longer with us.
I think he's the only one that's... Oh yeah, and then Steve... It's always really weird seeing Steve Bloom, like, with his full name in a credit, by the way.
Yeah.
So, like... And then, I know she doesn't get a ton of time. Also, Tiffany Christian as, Yoli was pretty good. Like, it's hard to say, like, what is and isn't good about this, because it's a lot of fun. And also, Golden Touchdown goes by really fast.
Yeah. Oh, one other big props I have to give, Neil Kaplan as Hawkmon for just being a sassy little bitch.
Yes! Hawkmon has always been the sassy bitch.
Like, I would sit down for tea with Hawkmon, because he would have the tea.
He fucking would. I'm really sad that, like, some of the other Digimon partners from, from the first gen weren't there, because, like, obviously Mimi's not there, and Mimi's I'm probably gonna have fighting words. Mimi is the best character in Digimon Adventure. Fucking fuck you, fight me. But I'm really sad that, Anna Garando doesn't get to be in it as Palmon, nor Martin Klein's Gomamon, who are really good. And we do get to hear Laura Summer be the adorable Patamon, and Edie Miram as Gatomon. Also, this is the one movie where you show that somebody else besides Ty and Matt can Mega Digivolve!
Yep.
Mangdramon!
Oh, which, speaking of, also, Anjumon, Dave Mallow.
Hell yeah, baby!
Who is also unfortunately no longer with us.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace.
But can we also talk about the fact that Anjumon and Anjumon Mega Digivolve to give Davis and Willis their golden Digi-Eggs, And this is literally never brought up again. But it's not through them. It's never explained how they have these. It's never explained how Patamon and Gatomon are even able to digivolve to their next form, let alone Mega. Because this would have been the time when they were cut off from that.
Yeah, because because she wouldn't have had her tail ring.
Yep, she wouldn't have had her tail ring. Oh yeah, you know what? That is basically the key to everything, huh?
Also, it also doesn't explain that technically Angelomon has 2 megaforms.
Yeah, that's not brought up until the, end movies, but yeah.
And we don't really talk about how much that the Adventure Tri movies are just a fucking mess. Yeah, because, she can either turn into Mangdragnomon, or she can turn into, Ophanimon.
But yeah, literally none of this is brought up again. They do not... Angemon and Angelomon do not go into their Megaform at all during O2, which could have helped, by the way. In a lot of different situations. And the whole thing with the Digi-Eggs is never explained.
Ever.
I love how much of a hot mess Hurricane Touchdown is.
It is an absolute disaster of a movie.
God bless. And I think with that, we can kind of get into a little bit on our final thoughts on the film.
Right? This movie rules. And it is also a mess, but it also fucking rules.
I largely agree with you on that. And also, even beyond the licensed music that they got, the soundtrack fucks.
Mm-hmm.
The English language Digimon soundtrack fucks.
It is absolutely awesome. The dub of this movie rules. I have to give props to the crew for putting together this behemoth of a movie. I wish to know the process. I wish to know if any drugs were involved. But
yeah.
But for what we got, this was peak 90s children's cinema.
It really was.
This in the Pokemon movies were peak 90s foreign dubbed children's cinema. They were experiences you had to see. Nothing on God's green earth will bring us back to the late 90s, early 2000s, show up at this movie to get a rare Mew card, or show up at this because Angela Anaconda is gonna be there. Absolutely peak cinema.
Yeah, and like you said, this was an experience. To see it in... It would be wonderful if somehow Toei could get everything together to show this in theaters again.
I would do it.
Because it needs to be experienced on the big screen. It needs to be... so good.
This was... So my VHS was orange.
Yeah. And I really have to give extensive props to Justin Savakis and the team at Media OCD, Astro Rez, and honestly with the will for apparently getting the rights to the movie and forwarding them to Discotech after they got the 3 individual pieces of the movie.
Hell yeah.
Just the amount of astronomical work it took to get the Digimon movie either remastered or upscaled into HD and put on that Blu-ray alongside its 3-component films.
Mm-hmm.
And also, while we're not directly talking about it, huge props to Marissa Lenti and the crew at Sound Cadence for doing a redub. Huge props for Ben Diskin for helping to get the original cast back together for that dub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people to thank for this somehow getting back into our hands. This is a definitive childhood movie for myself, for Megan, and for probably a lot of you listening to this episode. And if you want to check out the movie, I don't think it's streaming anywhere at the moment.
I don't believe so.
But the Discotheque release of this movie plus the 3-component films is still readily available. It's probably like $20-$30 if you want to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to check out anything the Dub Talk podcast is doing, you can check out our YouTube at youtube.com/dubtalkpodcast, or hunt us down where you listen to your audio podcasts. We also have a Ko-fi account if you want to help us out with financial contributions. And we also have a Patreon. Through that Patreon, we pick something out every 3 months to do from among suggestions you make at our $10 tier. And we shout out everybody who contributes. So at our $5 tier, we need to shout out Bright Eyes 505, Quinoa Soup, Marissa Lenti, which also, thank you very much for the redub of the Digimon movie.
Thanks, Marissa!
Megan's mom and dad.
Hi.
And Michelle Travis. And at our $10 tier, we have to thank Anthony Brown, Carly Lessicow, Julia W., Pika Greg, and Shoulder. Thank you very, very much, guys, for helping us do what we do. And on the individual level, Megan, why don't you tell us where we can find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Queenera. I'm doing shit posting and shit. I'm also playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV and probably more Donkey Kong Bonanza when these Pokemon 5-star raids are done. And where can we find you?
So I am Patrick, aka Roots of Justice. You can find me on the Blue Sky at Roots of Justice, where I mainly retweet cute animal pics, talk general fandom. It's a good time. And at the end of these, I like to have a cool thing of the day, where I hype up a cool thing today. And honestly, I just did a recording that's probably not going to be coming out until, like, September, October, so I didn't feel comfortable doing this then. But my cool thing of the day is just going to the movies in mid-July to early August. Holy shit, what a run.
Yeah, I am, I am actually going to the movies next Sunday, as of this recording, to go, see a certain movie about a gun.
Because Superman is spectacular, Fantastic Four was a blast, and now we've got The Naked Gun, which is probably one of the greatest theatrical comedies in years. Like,
I haven't seen it, but the moment from the trailer is like, take a seat, and Pam Anderson just drags a chair out of the room.
Like, this year is a legendary year for cinema. Like, go pay the $15 for a ticket and go see something. Anything.
Except for Tron Ares. Fuck that movie.
Except, yeah, fuck Tron Ares. But statistically speaking, you are in for a good time when you pay for a movie ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so with that, I think we can call this episode a close.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us as Megan and I took a trip down memory lane. Hope you're doing well, and Otaku Wanda Deba.
Have a good night, and remember, the power is yours. And Ty totally deserved to lose Sora for vomiting in her hat.
Yeah.
Bye.
And click.